All right. We're back,
get it.
baby. Let's go.
Listen, motherfuckers. No.
Okay. You celebrate your playoff berth.
Let me tell
Go
you
ahead.
something here.
How long has it been?
We haven't been doing the podcast. I didn't have to wear this around. I didn't know my roommate. I didn't know Dante. So I didn't know both my roommates.
No dog, no wife.
No Seahawks, the boys. We didn't know what the Kung Flu was. You know what I'm saying? It's been years, dude. We didn't know what the Kung Flu was.
Close to a decade, right?
We hardly knew about myself. I wasn't a problem. Actually, he was probably still a giant problem. But dude, I mean, come on. And talk about a way to finish it out. We all know we were making it, but dude, we put an ass whooping on the Chiefs. They knew better than to play the boys.
Were they really trying? It looked like they weren't trying.
They were trying. They knew they just couldn't do anything better. We already almost beat them. I mean, come on, dude. Like, really? Like that, their starters couldn't beat us. And that was when they needed to win. They had to take a blocked field goal. Fine. Dude, they knew better, man. And let me tell you something about Bobo, dude. Rookie of the year. And we have Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain.
Jaden Daniels is getting Rookie of the Year.
Get lost.
Sorry
man.
to break it to
Get
you.
lost. Let me tell you something.
Patrick Surtain will win Defensive Player of the Year, I think.
He will.
There was not a defensive lineman that did enough to overcome
the shutdown number
corner.
wasn't there.
It's one of those years, like it's the year Stephon Gilmore won it.
Like every year the Chiefs have won a Super Bowl, a down year. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Playing Garoppolo. And but shout out to the Bucks. You guys got in.
Yeah. So
tough AFC South or NFC South.
Before I even talk about the Bucks making the playoffs, let's just cheers to Mike Evans. 11 straight seasons in the league, 1,000 yards plus. Nobody's ever started their career with 11 straight 1,000 yards receiving. So
he's
cheers to Mike Evans. Pour a little
cheers
bit
to
out
me knowing that when he was back in college with our boy Johnny Manziel. But
even though you said as recently as a month ago that he was injury prone. Yeah, most consistent stats.
Hammy gets a little banged up every now and again. That's fair to say, I would say. But and dude, the cool thing was for your guys one, like we each had to beat like division rival. Like you guys had to go up against the Saints, and like for anyone.
Yeah, I know the Saints suck, but it's still a division game. You know,
that's not an easy matchup for anybody. The Saints, man, especially this late in the year. Like they were hungry, dude.
It should be, but they want to fucking ruin our season, and they came out and were ready to.
And then Atlanta and Carolina. I mean, that game was a doozy. You know, like your division.
Carolina wins in overtime.
You got to be proud.
How about this one though? Only team in the NFC to make the playoffs last 5 years, the Bucks. Only team to do it 5 years in a row.
Look at the quarterbacks in that division for the last 5. I'd be interested, dude. I really would to see the quarterbacks in that division for the last 5 years. I mean, they probably aren't worse than ours.
Drew Brees, Matt Ryan were there.
Matt Ryan was at the tail end. Like in 2017, they went to the Super Bowl, and that was kind of it, right?
Yeah, but they weren't bad. They weren't bad. The Falcons weren't terrible when Matt Ryan was playing.
Why'd they let him go?
I don't even know if I don't think they did. I think he retired, bud.
No, he went to the fucking Colts after that, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. He had a 1 season with the Colts.
Another powerhouse division.
AFC South. What's up with the South? I
don't know, man.
Best conference in college football, except for maybe this year.
Baker's a G, dude, and you're very lucky to have him. I think now you're getting that. We tried years ago on the pod. Oh, well, shout out to Brad's division too. He's gonna pop in the window in a sec and then leave. But he's
is Brad gonna pop in potentially?
No, I don't think so. No. I was just saying because all of our teams made the playoffs the first time since we've done the podcast. That is actually
it is. Yeah, because the Broncos. This is their first time. I think the Bucks and the
Listen,
Ravens have made it every single year we've done the podcast, and the
yeah,
Broncos have been the odd man out. But
when we
anyways,
get there,
let's
when we get
let's
there,
get
we
into
win.
it, man. Let's get into the
Let's get into
games.
it. Let's get into
Fucking,
it.
we're recording this during the Penn State Notre Dame college football playoff game. I just thought I'd throw out
1995.
Yeah,
That's like
it feels
when
like the
this game.
1980s. Apparently,
Yeah,
these teams were good in the
the banger.
1980s. But I bet on Penn State tonight. I just want to throw that out there. We're not going to sit and break down the college football game. Neither of us watch college football enough.
Yeah.
What did you hit? You hit the first touchdown bet in this game.
I hit that.
I threw out Singleton.
Yeah. Yep. And then also I did a teaser with Penn State, so they were getting 5, and the over a 40, which I don't know right now.
Yeah,
a little tight.
You might have to have some weird, kickoff return touchdown, something.
Give me OT, dude. OT could do it.
Or that'll do it. That'll do it. Let's get into the NFL weekend, man. First game Saturday. I'm just going to go game by game in order. We got the Chargers going to Houston to play the Texans. Chargers are like decent road favorites at -3 right now is the last I saw the line. I like the Chargers covering the spread. I just think they're the better team coming down the stretch. I know it's tough to bet a, road wild card team to go into Houston and beat CJ Stroud, but the Texans just don't have a lot of options on offense, man. It's like Nico and Dalton Schultz and nothing else. And I know they have Joe Mixon running the ball, but I trust the Chargers to stop Mixon. So I'm going to bet Chargers -3 and say the Chargers win by 6. The Chargers win by a score. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but the Chargers win by 4 points, 6 points. I don't think it's a game that comes down to a game-winning field goal. I think the Chargers find a way to kind of put them to bed third quarter, fourth quarter.
I'm looking to see here. I'm looking to see here what a teaser puts it at, because I'm always interested just as what the line would think. But, dude, if you do a teaser on that and you can get the Texans +9 and over 36, I'd do that all day. -120, like a teaser always is going to be. Dude, and
I don't mind that, but I would even worry about over 36 in this game because it could be one of those 17-10 games.
Who do you think the Chargers are? You're out of your fucking dude. Let me tell you,
the Texans' offense just doesn't have a lot to offer right now.
You just named 3 players that are very good football players, dude. Schultz, Mixon, and our boy Nico. Dude.
I love
come
Nico.
on.
I love
really,
Nico, but he's really the only wide receiver left on that team that's worth a damn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that that would be my bet on that one, but the fact that the Chargers are even in, and we lost to them twice, and I get that, but it's like, dude, they are so fucking dumb and lame, and they're gonna blow it. Whatever with them, dude. I don't even want them in. So
this ain't the 5 years ago's Chargers. They have Harbaugh now.
What does that mean?
John Harbaugh, right? Is the Chargers one?
No.
I can never remember their fucking first names, dude. It's so hard for me to figure it out.
No, that is not right.
I just want to call them Chargers Harbaugh and Ravens Harbaugh. I don't want to have to remember.
Why are you just learning the names?
Because it's Jim and John.
They don't look alike.
Mix-up.
They're not real twins or something like that.
What about tall Harbaugh and short Harbaugh?
Fair. What about ring Harbaugh and fucking joke Harbaugh? How about that?
Yeah.
How about wannabe and
only
fucking real Harbaugh?
He beat his brother.
How about wannabe and real one when it came down to it? And dude, your obsession with Herbert. I'm just no,
dude.
No.
You are a fucking hater if you don't wish you had Harbaugh or Herbert. I know you have Bo Nix and he's looked decent as a rookie. Herbert is here, and Bo Nix is levels below what I've ever seen Bo Nix do. Levels.
Let me tell you something. If Bo Nix wins this weekend, which he probably won't, but if he does, he'll have as many playoff wins as your boy. And how long has he been in the league?
Since 2020. So this is his
next.
4th year.
See ya. I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? He's a fucking clown.
I could just tell that Herbert's a lot better than Bo Nix. I just watch the games every weekend. I would much rather have Herbert than Bo Nix. It's not really a close call.
I disagree.
Oh, I see Bo Nix miss at least one deep ball every time I see him play.
That might happen, but I'd rather have Sean Payton than Jim Harbaugh. And his name is Jim, by the way, if you didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. Well, quick change of subject.
Yeah, get off that one.
Changing it from get off. Changing it. No. Changing it from quarterback versus coach. Let's just.
Well, no, you brought up both of them, so I was saying that. If you were talking hardball, and if you're gonna, I mean, he might miss a throw here or there, but then I'll trust him to come back because of Sean Payton. And I've seen Jim Harbaugh. I mean,
if you're not a Broncos fan, 10 out of 10 people are saying they'd rather have Herbert than Nix. It's just a fact, man.
Because he's been in the league for 4 years.
It's because he's a pretty special player. Bo Nix is capable. He's capable.
Yeah,
he's looked good as a rookie. It's not even he's never going to be what Herbert is. Like Herbert.
What is Herbert?
I mean,
he's
Herbert.
In the same division
when I watch Herbert, it's like somebody that has the potential to be like Mahomes' rival. Like he can be Mahomes' rival.
His dick. Dude, win a playoff, dude. Whatever. He's not that good. Whatever, dude. I don't see it. So I disagree.
Okay,
my bet would be the teaser.
Play out. We'll revisit this convo.
So you wouldn't do the teaser.
How close is Bo Nix to Herbert? We'll revisit.
You wouldn't do in 4 years. We'll redo it. And
yeah, that type of thing, right?
So you wouldn't. The teaser's a bad bet though, because that's my bet, and I think that's the best bet there is right now.
It gets the Texans up to like plus 9.5 or maybe even plus 9. Yeah, and the over 36. That sounds good. Like, I mean, I love teaser bets. That sounds like a good teaser. I don't think the Chargers
would be my bet.
Run away with it. I don't
think they win. I don't like the money line on the Texans either in the game because I don't think the Chargers are that good. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off on that, but yeah, they beat us. But fuck, the game was weird. We blew two 10-point leads, and we just wanted to make your 15th team, the Bengals, feel like they had a little shot, and then rip it out from underneath them. Yeah. That's what the plan was.
The Broncos just lost 3 straight weeks, 15 through 17, just to make it interesting, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Just to shut out the team when's the last time the Chiefs have been shut out, by the way?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I could tell you the last time they didn't score a touchdown because that was against my Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, but a shutout? I don't know.
It's
got to be the first. I mean, it's 100% the first time in the Mahomes era. So you got to go back to at least 2018. Mahomes has never been shut out. I mean, you still can't say you shut out Mahomes.
We shut him out.
He literally didn't play because they didn't care about the game.
Why didn't he play?
Because they didn't want to win. They didn't need to win. They had no reason to win.
What do you fear in a game? Even if you don't want to win, you still could go out there and light it up. What do you fear that could happen? Really? What's going to happen?
Injuring yourself in a meaningless game?
Injury? You said
injuring yourself in a meaningless game.
That's why he didn't want to play. The team that's leading the league in the whole league in sacks.
We got to get off this because this is starting to make you sound silly.
We're leading the whole league in sacks. Of course he didn't want to play us, man. We fuck up everybody.
He had no reason to play anybody. It didn't matter who they were playing.
No, he knew he didn't want to play us. He didn't want to play us.
All right. See,
get on to the next one.
Take yourself a little bit more seriously. Player props for Chargers Texans. I got J.K. Dobbins over 60.5 rushing yards. I like this bet. I think J.K. Dobbins gets, 15 to 20 carries to go over 60.5. All I need is him to break one touch, 20 yards from J.K. gets me close to this total. I think it's low. I think it's low based on him being hurt, mid-season. Dobbins is going to touch the ball a bunch. I think 60.5 is too low of a number. I'm betting him over rushing yards. I like this quite a bit.
Yeah, boring to me. I'm just going to go Nico Collins over 7 receptions.
Over 7? Okay. Yeah, they got nobody else to throw the ball to. Right?
Exactly. And if they're losing, Yeah, they're gonna have to throw the ball. I just think that they're not gonna go down that easy, man. I really don't. I hope
Yeah.
Stroud shows up, dude. I don't know. He's been weird.
It has been weird, man.
You
Stroud
won a
looked like
fantasy
so
championship
awesome
since
last
we
year.
left over me because this team didn't perform the way they had all year. So
Well, I wasn't going to bring it
congrats
up,
to that.
man. But I mean,
Congrats to that, you fucker.
congrats to losing the
But
finals in fantasy
yeah.
football. You know, it
You know
happens
what
to the
you know
best
what you
of us.
look for in fantasy? You want to win. But the next thing, you don't want to have
What
to
else?
pay. You don't want to have to pay.
Okay.
That and I did that in both my leagues, so I'm a happy man. You got 15 different leagues with people that
Dude,
don't even know how to
I'm
drive
just going to
trucks
break
at
it
your
to you right
damn
now.
job.
You're saying you don't have to pay. I don't know
All
if
right.
the other 6 people that lost
They might
the
not have
league,
to pay.
they might not have to pay either, man, because I haven't gotten paid anything
I've been there.
for
I've
winning.
been there, yeah.
And I'm not really the type of person that's going to like reach out and be like, "Hey, man, could
Yeah.
like
I
could
tried.
you Venmo me these $20 for this stupid
Yeah.
16 fantasy football league?" It's kind of like that
That was a
garbage
good
league
league.
that I joined just for bragging rights.
Yeah,
I
it's
won the
almost shitty
bragging
that I
rights.
won because I
I
would
don't
have
really
been.
care about the money as much as
But
the
if it's
bragging rights.
me, like I would have been the first. Like I got
Oh, you would have been
lucky.
bitching about it like every night. Yeah, I know.
No, I'm
I
saying
know.
if I wouldn't have come in second, then I would have had I'd have been the dick to send it. Well, the good guy, because really, yeah, to do that. But anyway, all right, on to the next game, dude. Fuck that.
Yeah,
Right, we're
not the
done.
most entertaining game of the weekend.
I'm
Chargers.
excited for all of them, but that one
Let's
not.
okay.
Chargers lame.
The second game of Saturday, we got the Steelers going to Baltimore to play the Ravens, an in-division matchup, AFC North. Ravens were minus 9.5 when I started, taking
Dropped to
notes on this
8.
podcast. It's down to 8 because
Zay
Zay
Flowers.
Flowers is not going to play. And I'll just make that even easier for me. I had the Ravens minus 9.5 as my pick. I'll take the Ravens minus 8. I just don't like Russell Wilson and the Steelers, man. I don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
I trust Lamar like so much more than Russell Wilson to score points. I could see the Ravens covering this like 24-10, 24-13, and they cover that 8 points. I know it's a lot because it's an individual matchup, but I think Lamar, like he goes into the playoffs, he's had enough of losing in the playoffs. His playoff history is not good. I think the Ravens are that much better that they can put him to bed. Like I could see this being a 2-score game by halftime. Easy. I would not be surprised that this is kind of like a boring watch. Almost similar to, when you watch the Ravens-Texans game on Christmas Day and the Ravens were up, whatever it was, 17-0 at halftime. It
Merry
ended
fucking Christmas.
31-2. Yeah, it was a terrible Christmas Day game.
Yeah.
But I could see it.
The NFL learns.
I'm not saying the Steelers are only going to score 2 points. I'm just saying I could see it being like the Ravens just kind of mop the floor with them.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are really like hot right now, and I don't think Russ and them are at all. So that one, I'm looking at more receptions. I like. I got caught up looking at
coming through my control.
Mark Andrews over 5, I guess, but like I don't even know if that's gonna hit. And spread wise, straight up, I hate this spread because 9.5. It's still what it's at on Bovada, which makes no sense. That's why I was refreshing. I was trying to figure out if it's like, is that live? Because it's showing 9.5 still. Which if you're
if you're on Pittsburgh side, you got to take
on that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think yeah, because that was like, what the fuck? Why is that not refreshing right now? But it's 9.5. It still shows, so I would think do that. And if you do a teaser on Pittsburgh, and what the under, you would think under.
Yeah, over. Under is the way I would lean.
Yep. Yeah. So okay. I mean, they dropped that to 15.5 and 49.5, dude. I don't know. That's the bet. Again, dude, teasers are the way to go so far, I think. That's wild. 15.5? There's no
Plus
fucking
15 and a
way.
half for Pittsburgh. I don't know,
Yeah.
dude. I still would. I could
They're
still
that hot.
see the way them not figuring it out. Like the Pittsburgh only scores 10 points, and then it's a 27-10 loss. And
Yeah, I
there
wouldn't
goes the
mind it.
teaser.
I mean,
Who did you
my
say for
Tom.
receiving yards in this game? You said you had somebody for receiving yards, didn't you?
No, I was looking at those, but most of my shit was just first touchdowns and like those bets.
Okay.
Let me see
Prop I
here.
like to
Like on
throw
this
out.
one, first touch or anytime scorer was Derrick Henry is minus 176 on that too. So I like
Yeah,
that. Mark Andrews, anytime touchdown was plus 120. And I think that is like, that's probably cash, really.
I like the Mark Andrews plus
He's
120.
had like a touchdown every week for 5 weeks now. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
he's kind of
10
finished
weeks.
strong after a terrible start to the season.
Yeah.
But other thing to think about with the Derrick Henry, like anytime touchdown, minus 170, minus 175, whatever the odds are. You throw Derrick Henry in like a touchdown score parlay, like just a kind of easy one to have there,
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
always nice.
Him in the first quarter was even like plus 120, I think, which it's like that is a stretch, but a lot of their drives, they go down right away and he gets in the end zone
Right.
and then they
Right.
play
They'll
you.
have two drives. You figure they have two drives in the first quarter. Does one of those two drives finish with Derrick Henry running into the end zone?
I do think
Decent
Zay
chance.
Flowers being out is big because now maybe somebody won't dive for the end zone and get the ball punched out on the goal line and then blow it to the Chiefs,
Yeah, maybe they'll be smart. Kind of decent segue with Zay Flowers being out. The prop I have for this game is Rashad Bateman over 46.5 receiving yards. He's their next best receiver behind Zay Flowers. I just kind of like 46.5 isn't a high number. All it takes is, a couple 15, 20-yard passes.
A rollout by
this.
Lamar and a bomb.
You get it on one play potentially.
Portland Sutton
Bateman's actually looked pretty good late half of this year. So I like Bateman over 46.5.
All right, move on because no one cares about these props. They get too specific, I think, And shout out to Andy. Andon.
Is Andy back in the chat?
Yeah, he was, I think.
No
and Demon's
way.
out there too.
I didn't even notice it.
Demon's tuning in.
Why don't I have the chat visible? I see the chat now. Oh, Andy's been popping off in the chat.
That's our guy, dude. We're saying hi now, you bastard.
Hey, Andy. Props.
How's it going, dude?
Andy, you throw out a bet, and we'll shout it out on the podcast. Let's move on to your game. First game on Sunday. Broncos go to Buffalo to play the Bills. It's going to be real, real cold. I'm not saying the Broncos can't deal with that because they play in some shitty weather too.
We run the ball better.
Big spread. Bills minus 8.5.
Gosh.
I'm going to let you take this game first because it's your team. I got a weird prop bet for this game. Let me know your thoughts. Try to talk me out of Bills minus 8.5.
Our defense is the best in the league. We get the most sacks in the league. And once he tries to scramble, we keep teams in the pocket as good as anybody in the league.
I have heard that.
I don't know. I think we stay within 8.5 straight up. I don't think it gets that ugly. I don't think we're that team to get blown out with Sean Payton there now. We haven't really been blown out. The only time that this year we got blown out was against the Ravens, but it was one of those where it happened. And then they got the touchdown on a bad throw by Bo and then got the ball right back and scored at halftime. They got a touchdown right before halftime and then got the ball back. And that was the 14-point swing in the game. It definitely made a difference in the game. So I also think we run the ball well. I mean, I'm interested, dude. I'm honest to God, I'm doing a teaser again, teasers all day, but because I'm so happy to just fucking be in the playoffs. Playing with house money, really, if you look at it. He was
I hear you. rookie quarterback.
He was the only dude. He was a rookie quarterback that nobody wanted. Like he fell through it when there was 4 other quarterbacks picked before him. You had Jaden, Caleb, and then whoever, the kid from Minnesota,
JJ McCarthy,
and Penix,
the guy from Michigan that went to Minnesota. Yeah,
they all went.
Like you couldn't have seen it going a lot I right?
No,
like you couldn't.
I've watched a lot of preseason things, and they've
exceeded expectations already.
Yeah, so playing with House Bunny, and to be honest, I want the team that is most prepared to beat the Chiefs to play them, dude. If it's not our time yet, it's not our time yet.
That's the Bills or the Ravens this year, right?
The Broncos. I hear
you. I mean, throw it out there just as a fan, but
they only beat us when they really on a blocked field goal, and I get it was a blocked field. That is preparation, dude. But
it is a little bit different than going to Arrowhead in the playoffs. It's a bit different.
I would love the opportunity, dude.
Yeah, I hear
you.
I hear you.
I would love it.
I'd probably go to the game just as long as it didn't conflict with a Bucs playoff game. If the Broncos play,
I don't think you'll have to worry about it next week.
I'll go.
You won't have to worry about that conflict next week, I don't think.
Well, I will be interested if and sorry I don't mean to step away from this game, but if Herbert beats the Texans, it's very likely that the Chargers are going to be playing in Kansas City next week. And if it doesn't conflict with the Buccaneers game, I will buy a ticket to that playoff game to see Herbert have a chance to beat the Chiefs. Are you going to go
comb his hair?
Arrowhead. I would, given the opportunity.
Dude, they got to do the family. If we talked on the podcast, they got to do the Family Guy.
It's got to be the hair.
Dude,
I just like watching Herbert play, man. He seems like such a
when Harbaugh does that thing, you should punch him in the face, dude. That'd be so funny.
Doesn't he though? He punches him in the chest.
Yeah, he hits him in the chest. He gives him a hand job. It's really weird. It's kind of cool, I guess.
I don't know. Herbert's one of those players that you just watch, and even though he's not on your team, he's somebody that I'm just I really like that guy. I really like Herbert.
He's in my division the same way you root for the Rays and the.
No, it has nothing to do with you. I promise it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
I didn't spend $2,000 on Herbert rookie cards because I spited you. I promise you.
Sure.
I promise.
I don't know, man. I'm not buying. All right, so but Broncos. So you're going?
Yeah, I'm going Bills minus 8.5, and it's cool. It sounds like a big number, but it could be a close game, and the Bills could go ahead by 2 scores late.
Yeah,
and then it's just a matter of if the Broncos. If the Broncos come back and score a touchdown to cover late, or if the Bills defense just holds them. I don't think I don't think the Bills win by 15 or 17. I think the Bills win by 10 points. I'll call it a 2-score game. The Broncos don't disappoint, but they're not going to go to Buffalo and win right now. Josh Allen's going to be too hungry, man. I know your defense is good. Josh Allen can beat a really good defense. He's just one of those dudes. He can beat a really good defense.
Oh, this is fun. All right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Whatever. We'll talk about it next week, dude. Next year, when we do the podcast.
We'll review it next week. We'll have next week to review it.
We got it.
But
yeah.
Let's go on to game number 2 on Sunday. That's Packers at Eagles. We got Eagles at -5 favorites. The over at 45. And I'll take my pick first. I see that number at 45 and think back to when they played week 1 when it was kind of a shootout. I know the Eagles defense has improved since then. I like over 45. I just see both of these offenses being able to figure out ways to score touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, I know he's been dealing with concussion issues the past few weeks. I'm sure they've been resting him, so he's ready to play this game. I like over 45. I see both teams getting in the 20s, and I'll take my chances at that point. Say 24, 23 covers this, 27-24 covers this. I like both teams getting in the 20s, so over 45 sounds good.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like over 45. I think that's pretty easy. 5.5, I don't know. A parlay with the Packers +5 and then over 45. That's not bad either. You know what I mean? I think that they might win, but I don't know if they beat their ass. Like I don't even know if they win, but I think it could be a field goal game. I
Right.
just
And
think the
like,
Packers have actually played good in the playoffs, dude. Like we forget about them, and then like last year or whatever, they showed up against Dallas and kind of kicked their ass, and like we forgot.
right. Like LaFleur just had
Yeah,
like easy ways to score against the Cowboys last
yeah,
year.
and I'm not saying that
forget about it. The
Eagles,
Cowboys defense last year was supposed to be good.
if there's one
And
team,
the Packers just lit them up last year in the playoffs.
they did,
right?
yeah, and they picked them off like 3 or 2 different. I don't know. I feel like he schemes it up pretty good when it comes down to it.
I like LaFleur as a coach. I really do.
Yeah.
And the thing,
They almost came back and
funny
beat the
thing is,
Vikings last week or 2 weeks ago.
LaFleur and the Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell, both McVay disciples.
Yeah,
right?
it's all
so
the
they know
same.
each other well. Like,
Yeah.
who knows how this game goes? Who knows?
Yeah, I do think it turns. Yeah, I think the
I'm
over.
sorry, I threw the Vikings coach in there when we were talking Packers Eagles. I'm mixing up games. I was already looking at the next game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's late, dude. I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning.
I was thinking
we're
too,
sitting
though,
here at 8:30.
Well, as you said that, I'm like, yo, everyone in the league kind of is a disciple of that guy, dude. Like of McVay, which is Gruden, which is like all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Shanahan.
Yeah, all those guys are like the same kind of like crew, and they're all in the playoffs. And Andy Reid just goes around and eats them all and shit. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
This fat ass is like, who's next? Da, 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 da. I'm Santa Claus. I hope the fucking sled hits his head.
You said you liked the over there, but you don't feel like convicted enough to say the Eagles -5 is a good pick.
I don't. Yeah, that's a little high for me. I'll probably tease that on the spread there, and then get a little teaser. But then
the Eagles are a weird team to trust. The Eagles are a weird team to trust. As good as they are, like they're good. They have arguably the best like line play in the league, offensive line, defensive line. Like the Eagles are a physical team. They win games on the line of scrimmage, but they also are tough to trust.
Not for me. I like the Eagles, so that's the team I want to represent.
I don't know. In the back of my head, I remember the Bucks playing the Eagles in the playoffs last year, and we just like cooked them. We just cooked them like it was easy.
Last year they had a weird. They died, dude.
Towards the end of the season, they did. They did. It wasn't just the playoff game.
They reminded me a lot of the Texans right now. Like they were fading hard, dude. Like they were not the same team. So I think them this year though. And he's a cool coach, man, too. Like you brought up LaFleur, but Sirianni.
I don't like Sirianni.
He's cool, dude. And the way he is with his players about I just got an alert for poker. Hey mama bear, I got my poker game. But I think the way he was with Saquon about the rushing thing, he was like, you want to go? If not, I don't know if you saw that video, but it was really cool the Eagles I'm high on. I don't know in a playoff game if they're going to beat another good playoff team by 5.
Yeah.
And we can move on from,
okay.
Because that's where I am on that.
Well, then let's go to Sunday.
To the game of the year.
Yeah, let's go to Sunday night.
Let's go to the game of the year.
Game of the year.
Everybody break down now. Demon, get your pants ready.
Hey, it's bittersweet, man, because I like that the Bucks Commanders game is Sunday night at 7, but it's like it kind of sucks for me to have to wake up Sunday morning and like have to pace myself and wait through 2 football games before I can see the Bucks advance in the playoffs. And that's what we're going to do. Bucks -3 is an easy bet. I can give you 2 other easy bets that'll cash. Bucky Irving -19.5 receiving yards, guaranteed cash. All that takes is 1 easy screen pass to Bucky Irving that he takes for 23 yards, 50 yards potentially. Jalen McMillan over 50.5 receiving yards. Cash.
Shout out
easy
on that.
cash.
I was watching a Sports Center highlight. You know how bad it is now, so you don't even know the host really. And
I don't
she
watch
goes,
SportsCenter anymore. Yeah, what's up?
it was just on ESPN after her game. It ended, I think, last night, the basketball or something. And she goes, and Jalen McMillian. Oh, I screwed that. Later,
That's how
she
I
goes, and
said it in
I
Vegas
know,
too,
right?
right?
Dude, yeah. She goes, I called him McMillian, and then the guy, the other host, is like, I kind of like that actually, McMillian. And they were like, Young Money. And they said like a Wayne reference, and I was
Yeah.
like, no way, dude. They just
Yeah.
called out. Yeah, I
Good
was like,
call.
Razzie.
Good shout out. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need a patent on that. I was thinking, dude. I was like,
Yeah, I
man,
should have patented that nickname.
yeah,
I don't know if you can do that.
just like
But
our betting video game.
I like the Bucks in this game, Jimmy. You know, I said this is the playoff matchup I wanted when it was it before week 18? I said I wanted the Commanders of all the teams we could potentially play. We got the matchup. We got a rookie quarterback coming to Tampa. I really like this. I know our defense is shaky, but I trust Todd Bowles to kind of like throw enough weird shit at Jaden Daniels where he makes a few mistakes, and that's enough to like.
You think he just comes at him hard with the blitz early? Like, do they just like get in his head like that? Or
Todd Bowles does a mix of shit, man. Like it's weird. Like sometimes Todd Bowles will drop Vita Vea into coverage and send like 7 other people at the quarterback. It's like, what are we doing? But like, it's gonna enough of those things that Todd Bowles is gonna plan this week are gonna work. I have faith in our defense stopping them 3 to 4 times or forcing those like 1 or 2 turnovers where the Bucks win this game. Our offense is going to be fine. Our offense against their defense, we're going to move the ball. It's just a matter of field goals or touchdowns. I love this matchup as far as going into the playoffs. I told you this is what I wanted. We're going to take care of business at home. Easy. And I told you that Bucky Irving over 19.5 receiving yards, that's a bet. Anybody listening, make that bet. Because he's going to catch at least like 4 or 5 passes. All he needs to do is get like 4 or 5 yards per reception. He'll probably take one of those receptions for 15 yards on a screen pass. So that total is just way too low for Bucky Irving receiving yards, 19.5. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you from watching the team for 18 straight games, he's going to get over 19.5 receiving yards.
And they run a lot of screens to him too.
They do.
Yeah. He like checks down to him, and he's pretty explosive. That's a guy I have gotten a lot of fucking cards on. If anyone, again, we brought it up, but wanted to watch card on unboxings and all that shit.
We're gonna start doing that soon.
Yeah.
I feel like we do both need the like GoPro headsets where instead of trying to open cards backwards, I've
been wanting to be a robot my whole life, dude, and I've been kind of
get a GoPro, man.
Yeah, I know. I record it in my mind, so essentially it's like a camera, if you will. It's lovely. Elon, we love Elon. Elon is lovely. Didn't Pazzo say? By the way, Pazzo said we're taking over Canada too, which is cool. But yeah, Buggy Irving.
Receiving yards.
Yeah, I think that could hit. I also think again a teaser here. I'm a Jaden Daniels fan, dude. I bought a Clinton Portis.
I do hear you.
I like him.
I'm not gonna hate on him.
He's annoying, but I think he's a competitor. Like for you, he'd be annoying. I'm saying. I think he's a competitor though, so I would go that one. Tease it and go
tease him in the over. Yeah.
I
actually like the over of 50 in this game as it stands. Over 50 points.
Yeah.
Week 1, we were in Las Vegas. Bucks beat them 37-20. That was well over.
Had like 10 yards passing that day, dude. It's incredible the progression. If you want to get back to it, dude, like how the progress. He's been just amazing kind of guy, dude, and he's called me for advice, which is weird. I didn't know they reach out to fans like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you decided to have a game in Tampa again?
I mean, back-to-back years, home playoff games. We'll take them. We'll win them. And then we'll move on to hopefully, I'm hoping for a matchup in Philly next week. Really is what I'm hoping for. We go to Philly. beat the Eagles in Philadelphia
That
again,
ain't going good.
and then go back to Detroit for the NFC Championship game. We beat them in a shutout. Bucks go on to the Super Bowl. Those are the dreams I'm having. I'm not saying it's going to come true. I'm just saying those are the dreams I'm having. That's how I envision it. We take care of business at home.
I can't tell you the dreams I have on here, but let me tell you something. Those have never happened either. I've had them multiple times. They never showed up, you know. I just end up with my roommate.
I'm just saying, I was in Destin, Florida the week we signed Tom Brady. And I told the people I was going there with, I was like, yeah, Tom Brady's coming to Tampa. He's going to sign because we got Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Who knows? Tom Brady comes to Tampa. We win a Super Bowl that year.
He brought Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette, and Rob Gronkowski all scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl that they won, by the way.
In the same Super Bowl where we only needed probably one of those players.
But I'm just saying that they
same thing though.
No,
we only needed one touchdown to win that
once
game.
you get that lead, then they have to go for it.
Well, you're adjusting your hat. You look nervous.
No, I just can't tell if it's backwards or not.
Okay.
I can't tell if it's mirrored or not.
All right. But yeah, they literally didn't score a touchdown against us in that game.
No, I hear you, but I'm saying
so give all the credit to Brady and his mercenaries.
He brought in three guys that got a lead on that team. That's where they were able to go. Like that's where the Chiefs had. Never mind. All right.
That's not why he signed there. That's not why he signed there. He signed there because of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans.
You didn't think he knew about the cap space or who he could bring in and all that shit? You don't think he was aware of that? You just think he signed there because
no. I think he signed there because of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans.
No.
Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are pretty special players.
Mike Evans is a special player. Well, it remains to be seen about Godwin. But
Godwin had
Mike Evans is really
yards
good
in the 4 games he played this year.
I mean, I don't know.
Godwin's good.
He is good.
Injuries
What do you
suck.
mean? You get all okay? Yeah. Next,
Well, we got one more game.
Vikings and Rams.
Vikings go to Arizona to play the LA Rams because of the wildfires. Hey man, good luck. Good luck. Best wishes. I wish I wasn't buzzed enough to. I wish I could say this better.
We should have started with that.
Yeah. I'm sorry to anybody that's had to relocate, evacuate, whatever it may be in the LA area. The wildfires look terrible. Very scary situation. I just want to say,
as much as we fuck around,
best wishes, love to everybody that's in that area for your house to be okay, for your family to be okay, whatever it may be.
As much as we dick around and we say messed up stuff, but that's real stuff. That's families. That's that's pets. That's animals that are it's terrible. I can't even imagine. Can you imagine? I was gonna make a joke but I was gonna say
don't make a joke about that.
Yeah, no, I'm not on that. But that's horrible. Prayers to you. And hope for the best. I guess I don't know. It's fuck.
We don't have enough info to
time.
offer a whole lot of advice on that front. So
if you need me, call. You know what I mean? But it's I can't imagine, dude. That's so fucked up. And this game gets relocated. Not that it changes the fan base of LA for the Rams anyway.
The Rams don't have real fans. Let's segue. The Rams don't have real fans in LA.
Yeah, they really don't.
Fans in Arizona. The game is going to be played in the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. I don't know if the line has changed. Last I saw the line, the Vikings were plus 1.5, making the Rams 1-point favorites. I like the Vikings to bounce back from that weird game they had against the Lions. Vikings missed a shit ton of opportunities. I just don't know. I don't know that the Rams have enough to hang with them in this game. I mean, Puka Nacua seems to be all that the Rams have to offer. Cooper Kupp is a shell of himself. Is that? Am I wrong? Cooper Kupp is no longer Cooper Kupp.
I've been over on that for I remember me and Brad talking about him versus Nacua, and I'm like, dude, I'd rather on that
Nacua at this point. It's Nacua
going into this year. We were talking about it. Going back, he was arguing for Cup, and I'm like, dude, it's over, dude. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't see it.
Yeah. So I like the Vikings in this one. It is a bit of a toss-up game. The over-under is at 47.5. I don't have a strong lean there either way, just because the Rams offense is like struggled to score, even going back to when they had Cup, Nakua, and Kyron Williams. The Rams offense has been kind of like stagnant the last 4 or 5 weeks.
I'll tell you,
I just like the Vikings in this game. I just trust them to bounce back from that bad Lions loss. I mean, the Vikings had a really good season, man. You know,
I think the NFC is all kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. I think the NFC has bad teams. There's not a lot of good teams.
I don't know that the teams are bad. The quarterbacks just are kind of like, who the fuck is this guy? Because you got like Sam
coaches
Darnold,
going against each other.
Sam Darnold, Matt Stafford, Baker Mayfield.
Thank you, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like my point with the Chiefs winning the Super Bowls against these
when you compare the quarterback names in the NFC to the AFC, it's just like, wow, these people sound like they used to be backups because they were. And then you have Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen in the AFC.
I think
and then you have Bo Nix, who sounds like he should be a backup.
You got Baker, who was a backup. You got the Browns canned him, which, by the way, the Browns have to be sitting there like, what the hell were we doing? We let Odell Beckham Jr. get in our head about Baker.
Odell Beckham's dad.
Get in our head about Baker. Like, dude, when I look over here, it's because you've seen the house. Like, my monitor's there, so I'm looking at it. But dude, it's like, how... and then you side Watson to a deal beyond belief.
A stupid contract, like the worst contract ever.
And you wonder how well you listen to Odell Beckham and his dad, Baker will have a better NFL career than Odell.
He already has.
Yeah.
Right. I argue. Yeah, I know Odell had a good rookie season. Whatever.
Yeah, but he got hit in the head by the damn thing.
Yeah.
The kicker thing. And since then, I don't know, dude. Yeah. All right. So what do we got? Rams, Vikings for me. I'm taking the Vikings to win. So whatever. -1. And then I like for the prop, I like Justin Jefferson over 7.5. 7. I think he gets that.
8 catches.
Yeah.
For Jay Jetta. Okay. Yeah. Well, then we can kind of, our picks are at least like related. I have Jordan Addison over 58.5 receiving yards. And the reason being, the Rams don't have real strong corners.
That's why
I expect them to like shift 2 to Jefferson, and Addison is open a bunch. And I think Addison over 58.5. He's also a deep threat. I like that number, 58.5. Addison could get 30, 35 yards on one play. I like that number too. But Jay Jetta, any Jay Jetta player prop, I will support. Over 7.5 receptions, I'll take it. I'll take your bet too. Hey man, let's sign off here because I know I've been awake since fucking 5 a.m. Yeah, I've been awake since 5 a.m. Like it's the winter weather, snow, making me fucking drowsy. You know, I know we had to come out and do this because it's the playoffs.
We have to do it because we love it. And we're still looking for Brad.
I thought he was going to pop in any minute.
Yeah, he's like Waldo. So if you're out there and you see him, we'll give you a free book. Because I don't have any Waldo books at all.
Yeah, I'll send somebody a $2 bill if they find Brad.
The roommate has a ton of those from when she waitress, dude. People would pay with those all, like give her that as a tip. And it's like, oh, it's cool. It's $2 bill, but it's like, it's $2.
Yeah.
You guys were here for an hour.
Yeah. All right, man. But, I'm signing off, bro. Cheers.
Yeah.
Good luck to your Broncos.
Let's ride, not ride. Fuck that.
Let's roll.
Let's roll. Let's get out.